Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Ironside cast with me, Matt. We have a 2v2 for you all here on Gelsenkirchen on the Eastern Front. Oh, excuse me. Let's go through the players. As the service today, we have Testia Lion without a commander choice. We have Kritek going straight to the kit with Mthis. Represent the Germans today, we have double Waffen-SS with Sorzo, without a commander. And Smokey going straight to the kit with Panzerjäger tactics for the Waffen-SS, obviously. I need to see how this turns out. Looks like Smokey's starting with a Storm Grenadier, so getting a good high quality infantry unit out. While the Storm Pioneers push far upwards to try and prevent the swordsmen from taking ground. He Sappers in for a surprise. Never go one going down there immediately. Storm Pioneers are pretty damn good infantry after all. Most of the Waffen-SS infantry, unless you pick a certain commanders, are pretty high quality. Very costly. On the southern flank, we have more Storm Pioneers pushing up. Double Storm Pioneers for Sorzo. Intriguing. No commander choice from Sorzo or Testia Lion. No. We have a command choice for Sorzo. I think this is Jäger. If this is indeed Jäger, we're gonna see some SS Fallschirmjäger Bataillon 600 Pioneer. Basically being some airdrop Pioneers. They are lower quality than the Storm Pioneers, but cheaper. I don't get to see Jäger too often. I like that. The Testia Lion is also good for something. It is Shock. Shock is a pretty good choice. Shock is a pretty good all-rounder. You do a little bit of everything and gets access to the amazing Shock Troopers, which are some of the best assault infantry in the entire game, I'd say. Conscripts are holding in the building here, getting a good sideline here on the Storm Pioneers holding up behind the destroyed truck. They're so far doing pretty well because conscripts suck at long-range combat. They will hold them down for a while. But we do have some more Storm Pioneers on the flank here in this building. So it's trying to push more troops up. Needs to secure ground. Looks like Kritek is going for more Frontaviki. Frontaviki being professional Soviet infantry. They do a lot better job than the conscripts do and can actually take the fight to German infantry in long-range firefights. There's a Frontaviki coming up here to replace the conscripts inside the structure, I imagine. We'll probably see an immediate effect. Oh, they're gonna stay here. That's actually smart because that means the other Storm Pioneers can't hit them as easily, I think. And used to cover here after all. Yeah, immediately they are getting some more shots in. Frontaviki are far more accurate. Frontaviki trying to flank up here while the Germans are hitting some of the side blockers. One Frontaviki in there, another Frontaviki over here. They're trying to get some more angles to fire from. The Storm Grenadiers, I mean, have a very good position here. I don't think the Soviets can win that engagement. At least not yet, but I do have more Sappers coming up. We also have an MG34 being run up here. We also have an MG34 coming down here. They have a machine gun of the German army, one they used before the MG42. And I believe there are still more of these than MG42s, but I'm not sure. Gaston is being set up there. Not actually benefiting that much from the cover at the moment, but it will probably still survive. This one trouble piercing bullets, okay. Not because of the building. But they are vulnerable out there in the open. Just trying to get shots into the structure there. You got the Fallschirm Pioneers coming up with some Gewehr 43s. Giving them some semi-automatic firepower. Frontaviki have not been able to do any success up here. The Sappers also died. We do have a Maxim machine gun now being rolled up by the Soviets. A little Soviet machine gun on wheels. Also used by the Russian Empire, I believe. Yeah, the MG34 was cleared out because it wasn't actually using the cover there. Frontaviki did get killed there by a rifle grenade. Managed to re-grab the MG34. Maxim's opening fire though, and manages to suppress. I think the Soviets might win that because of the shock troopers manning the Maxim because of their commander choice. We'll have to see. Because when they're both suppressed, the firefights can take a lot longer. Oh, they did manage to pin the MG34 though. So I think the shock troopers will win. We also have a universal carrier. Unique to Soviet shock army. Lend-Lease from the British Commonwealth. We have a Jeep coming out, unique to motorized, armed with a 50 caliber Dushka machine gun on top. But the Soviets are lacking in units at the moment. Storm Pioneers are moving to flank, which is why they're pulling back the Maxim. But I think it's too late. They have to just get out of there. They're gonna get cut off. Grenade assault being tossed out here. The machine gun's trying to get away now. But it might be too late. Yeah, far too late. So the Soviets are certainly not in a good spot at the moment. SEGA rushing up here with a Panzerbüchse to take out this universal carrier. But there's the Jeep on the flank. Need to target down the Panzerbüchse, and it looks like it is doing it. They managed to get the gunner though. How is this thing still operational if both the people are dead? Well, I guess he was not, he was just knocked out. But now he jumped off to die. Jeep also goes down. Looks like the... Oh, shock troopers have been infiltrated. That's the thing they can do. Now they just need to overrun that Storm Pioneer. And they get them. Shock troopers are really damn good infantry, and they spend some extra manpower to infiltrate them from a building here. That was a good choice, I think, in this case, because they managed to get a lot of kills by doing that. Still, the Soviets a little bit on the back foot while the Germans keep digging in. They have double machine guns now to cover these angles by the looks of it. Soviets need to figure out some angle they can attack from. It's like more shock troopers being called into the front. Makes sense, they're very expensive though, but they have very good infantry. 400 manpower for one squad, which is ridiculous amount of manpower for a single squad, by the way. Shock troopers are pretty damn good at what they do. Like, you don't play shock army if you want to have quantity with the Soviets. That's more if you want quality. Because, as I said, they are not cheap. When the fighting pioneers are doing a good job here with the Gewehr 43s, mowing down the conscripts to try to run up. Having semi-automatic rifles can really work out in that case. Oh. Shock was moving towards the front again. There's still a Maxim here that can be recovered. That's probably what one of the conscript squads should be used for. Oh no, they're moving southwards. Fighting pioneers pushing forwards. They're gonna engage here soon with the shock troopers. Full PPSH loadout is being upgraded. Rocket being used here. That's not too much. Shock troopers are just staying cover there. They're going inside the building, but this fighting pioneers managed to get away. Sandbags prepared to buy some Sturm Grenadiers with Sturm Gewehrs. They'll hold that angle down pretty easily. Fighting pioneers are moving down more conscripts with those Gewehr 43s. That's the pop. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I don't know why I'm coughing so much. Anyway, we also have a mortar here running on the northern flank for the Soviet Union. Oh, and we have Belarusian partisans, unique to motor. I rarely see people use these guys. I'm glad to see them being used though. And if the enemy has no recon, they should be able to sneak up. Oh, cool to see Belarusian irregulars. Very rare we see them. Shock troopers overrunning the center here with the PPSHs. But the Belarusians need to be careful because there's no cover here. Need to get on an angle, like getting into this crater would probably be a good idea. But that means they have to go around because just sneaking into the point is not going to help, I think. And out there in the open negative cover, they'll just get shut down when they get revealed. Oh yeah, good, he's moving around.
What do you want?
Judge Shock Troopers now setting up to take over the center. But there's an MG-34 over here. Center point will be in Soviet hands, though. SS Fallschirmjägers being called in. Not a unique squad available to SS Jäger, a very good quality infantry. Indeed, the Belarusians are sneaking up here. If they get into the crater, they will be out of the machine gun range. They do have an instant grenade on them, a Limonka grenade. The question will be if it will be good enough to kill an entire squad, like so. And they still need to prepare a push before they do this assault. PPSH on the flank here doing a lot of work on the MG-34. Shock troopers doing a lot of work with those PPSHs, mowing down the fighting pioneers. As the PPSH is actually surprisingly accurate even on the move. Final flash inside the building that's going to force the shock troopers out. into the range of the MG44. The Russians remain up here waiting. They're waiting for the Udon to be present, I think, or someone else to help push.
What do you want?
Oh, they still guess they're back here. Passing a band flasher. Hitting them and suppressing them, so those are basically dead at this point. That's their shock trooper squad, I think. Yep. Maxim going inside the structure. Mines being laid here because yes, you can lay mines in secret with the Belarusians without the enemy knowing. So I like to see that. That's something I personally like to do. I like to play the more sneaky commanders myself. Got a push here from the shock troopers. They did a decent amount of work there. As a special pioneers have to pull back. Maxim's doing a lot of work here. Panzerfaust on the structure. No, that's actually a Panzer Strike, my bad. Didn't do a lot though. Maxim's doing a lot of work. Shock troopers have to pull back to replenish though. It costs the unit to replenish. But the Soviets need to figure out a way to push in the north, I think. The Germans have so far bottlenecked much of the fight, which is very much to the Germans' advantage, I think. Because they have both field points. And the Germans are slowly taking up. Which means the Waffen-SS could get some much better equipment. We do have a Pack 40 being rolled up to the northern flank. More mines being laid here sneakily. Good to see. We also have an Udon sniper on the field here. Very elite marksman available to Soviet motorized. The shock trooper was pushing up though. They actually have a risk about running the southern flank here. He's shocking and he probably needs to get out of the building though. Fort HQ has been established by the Soviet Union. Sure, the medics are doing a little bit of a shuffle. It's always awkward. The Udon snipers trying to get into a position where they can start taking pot shots, but they're being hit at themselves. You have to be very cautious with that as a marksman. All the marksman needs is one direct shot to hit and the sniper can go down. But they both have a heavy cover fight here, so this could go either way. But he does take down one member there bit by bit. He is better than the marksman, but if he just takes one shot... Oh, actually he can take several shots. Why? Because he's an Udon version. But so far, the SVT snipers not really helping out in this case. It's the pullback for healing. Looks like there's an MG somewhere. Soviet's structure is being heavily hit there. Bottom is sitting up behind the heavy cover. This fight could go either way. Lots of grenades being used here by the Granatbüchse, which is a good choice actually in this case. Support their ally, having like essentially a constant little grenade launcher that has issues and will hit the enemy. It's actually pretty good against the entrenched enemies like this. Maxim setting up again, but it's being hit by the MG44. Long firefight going on. I don't think the Surge can maintain this firefight. Maxim cleared out. German infantry is just too skilled here and are in a good position. Coach must have to pull back a little bit. And the northern flank looks like the Udon sniper is doing his work again. Slowly cutting away at them. He has to be cautious though. If he goes into machine gun range, he's dead. Remember that the Belarusians have discovered another machine gun. Panzer IV-J is being prepared here by the Germans. The Soviets prepared for Panzer IV-J though. They do have a mine set up here. Only anti-personal mine up there, but this one is an anti-tank mine. We'll blitz rushing to the front here to help replenish the front line for the Jaegers. Shock troopers remain stationed behind the structure. Sappers being spotted here by the bunker. We'll probably flank around here, to be honest. A lot of people forget there's this pier down here. You can kind of get around. But we have the hand mortar, whatever it's called. The hand mortar. which is using the Fiat model because you cannot have custom models in the Company of Heroes 2, unfortunately. Which is basically like a Soviet kind of the Panzerbüchse, I'd say. It's like a mostly a gun designed to fire a mortar round. A unique setup. We also have a Solid Lieutenant on the field. Sabers have been spotted over here. Looks like we have some fighting pioneers trying to stop them. But the Sabers can manage this. Do manage to take the point, but I have to get out of there. Probably too late at that point. Until they've been called in. That was the first ranging shot, because there will be ranging shots with the Soviet artillery strikes. Which is unique to them, but they also require constant line of sight from the officer. But they cancel the strike? Oh, they also have a bazooka. This crew is armed with a lot of explosives. Sabers got moved down. Panzer IV is arriving, is pushing down here instead by looks of it. And the Fallschirmjägers are moving alongside it. They need to be cautious though, because they know the Soviets have a bazooka there. Of course, the bazooka cannot hit from that angle, I think, immediately. But they are focusing down that machine gun team pretty well. They've been suppressed though. Panzer IV is pushing up. Soviet shock troopers are taking heavy losses. But the Germans don't dare move up further. They don't know if the Soviets have any other tricks hit them. It's always a thing you have to be cautious of. Trench being now set up here by the Fallschirmjägers. Probably not what they joined up for. I imagine they will be complaining a bit. Oh, the firefight is extended up here. The Soviets have advanced a little bit further up. This Don Sniper has done a pretty good amount of work just harassing. They're not getting a lot of kills, but it's just a constant little bit of pressure every now and then. So the Germans have brought up a Hauptsturmführer. We'll see the front line. He's calling an artillery strike probably to deny the forward HQ. So it's sitting up in the second one behind it though. He'll probably realizing this one is lost. We're going to be lost soon. Germans actually stand to take losses up there. Artillery now going in over here. Maybe 105. You can hear it. Yeah, there it comes. Yeah, setting the building ablaze. That building is denied to the Soviet Union. More conscious being called in. You also have a field gun here, regimental field gun for the shock army. Soviets are pushing up now. Looks like they managed to push through. Odona advancing. Germans probably need to relocate some troops to the northern flank. Looks like the Panzer IV is relocating, realizing it's better used to the north to prevent the Soviets from pushing. I haven't seen a lot of Soviet armor yet, so that's probably why they have a little bit light when it comes to AT equipment. But the Soviets are digging in as they advance up. Very intriguing. The Belarusians just remain here, giving the Soviets a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Probably realized the Panzer IV is on the way. We do have an MCHF Sherman being prepared, the Lend-Lease American Sherman sent to the Soviet Union. But it's being used there against the machine gun. Oh, another grenade killed them. Good rifle grenades here from the Odon. Dawn are pretty high quality infantry after all, much like the shock troopers.
Snipers under attack.
Looks like both Soviets are going for quality-based commanders.
We are ready.
What's it being called here by the Soviets? They want to deny that building by the looks of it. Yeah, because here comes the rest of the shells. No more just a ranging shell, an actual full barrage here. Denying that structure. Panzer IV's revealed itself, but it's been hit by a assist gun. But it gets taken out before the smoke grenade can pop. Oh, that's huge. Using a Panzer IV like that could be a big deal. Especially now that the Sherman is arriving at the front line.
Yes, brother?
Meanwhile, the Soviets are suffering heavy losses down here trying to advance up. This bunker plus the Fallschirm Pioneers are doing a pretty good job, actually. This squad with those Skirmishes 43s have done a lot of work. Don't underestimate giving German troops semi-automatic rifles. They can really do a lot of work for you. MTS advancing, there's no AT gun manned. Another Panzer IV has been prepared and it's going to be fully veteran. Looks like we used the Kampfkraft Center to go for fully veteran tanks straight out the gate. Panzer IV's potential could be happening here. Oh, but never mind. Move down there. Artillery strike going in, denying that structure to the Soviets. This MTS is now on a roll up here. There's very little that can stop it. Smoke grenade being popped to buy themselves some time. But the other Panzer IV is arriving. Those are some Fallschirm Pioneers in the fields. They have been equipped with a Panzerschreck. But these are actually Jägers, my bad. These are actually 600 Jägers. Panzerschreck and MG-44 equipped on them. The Russians remain quiet and still. Modorna advancing. They are in the open. There's not a lot of cover here, which will make them easy targets for the Sturmgewehrs and the Jägers for the MG-44. That's going to force Modorna back. Smoke popping as they retreat, which is a feature unique to them, and I believe also British commandos. Now, Panzer IV against MCHA. I think the Panzer IV, because it's veteran Sophie, is going to have a good chance here. But the closer it gets, the higher chance the MCHA is going to have. Like that. You don't want to be close to it after all. And yeah, MCHA wins out, has higher reload rate because of its breach. But it gets taken up by a Panzerschreck.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the Rodina.
Another Panzer IV being queued up after this. The Russians remain there. Soviet shock army is building up. They have pulled in a T-34. Probably to overrun the southern flank here. Jägers are just dug in and are waiting for more orders, I imagine. As the Panzerjägers are figuring out what to do next. They're calling in a Fokker Wolf. Okay, so we're gonna have a cannon strafe from the Luftwaffe. Where we get to see Luftwaffe units being used. Well, actually, actual Luftwaffe forces like the, you know, the aircraft. Oh, but they get stopped by a assist shot! Using their radio connection. Oh, Belarus got spotted there. And mowed down in seconds by the SS Grenadiers. But now the Germans know that there are a chance of partisans in the field. They need to be cautious about that. Panzer IV might push for the center instead. Realize there's not a lot of AT equipment there yet. I don't see any mines either. Oh, only some anti-personal mines somewhere I can't see. Oh, right there. Very hard to see. But the anti-personal mines won't do anything to this tank. Indeed, looks like the T-34 moved down here, but the pack has been relocated to try and prevent it from moving. This gun being relocated.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
The Dunsteiber dead? Looks like the Dunsteiber did die. Well, that's unfortunate. I didn't see where. So it bunkers are slowly being torn apart. So it's now slowly advancing down here thanks to the presence of the T-34. We also have a shock trooper squad inside here with a Scorpion SVT. It's going to force the Germans a little bit back as they lost the gun on the bunker. We do have a Panther tank called in. SS Jäger does get access to the Panther. This thing is going to be very hard to deal with. So it's driving very fast here. Just destroying stuff in the way. Need to probably be a little bit more careful where they drive. But that T-34 is not going to stand a chance against the Panther tank. Basically, it's only a T-3476. It's not geared to fighting a Panther G.
One of our forward structures has been destroyed.
Is it gonna try? Explosive round being loaded there. It's the structure does not do much. It actually penetrated? What? That is super rare for a 76 to do that. Especially against the front of a Panther, because the front of a Panther, it's more frontal armor than a Tiger tank. We really have a Panzer IV and a Beuter Sherman being used up here. A Beuter Panzer Sherman. Unique to SS Panzerjäger. Basically a captive Sherman that the Germans are using. Panzer IV pushing up alongside, they're using smoke. But the Odon do have anti-tank grenades, so if they can get close enough. And they realize what's happening. That might be suicidal there. They especially with the grenade in the way. Both being popped down. Fokker Wolf going in. Doing a straight one here on the Soviet positions. Looks like they're using the Stuka model though. Why the Panzer's overrunning here. But the Soviets have to stop this. Probably nothing. They do have a Sysgun there, taking out the Sherman, and there's a mine! The mine was still a thing! That mine laid by the Belarusians earlier really actually killed the whole squad. The turrets are still in this, I think. That Panzer IV is in a good position. If they want to move on the southern flank, they need to be cautious of that Panther. The T-34 is heading northwards to help their ally. This gun is trying to get on an angle where he can hit the Panzer IV. Not a Beuter Panzer being prepared behind us. Panzer IV decides to back off at this point. Probably smelling something is wrong. Hand for the move. Going straight past the Sysgun. And right into the arms of a potential bazooka and a field gun. Bazooka's not having a lot of luck here. Bazooka missed. Panther just drives through unscathed. He's trying to hunt that T-34. T-34 is trying to avoid it. He did manage to decrew that Panzer IV. The Panther might be overextended here. Panzer IV to the Stormtroopers. Hitting the T-34. That might be the end of that T-34. There it goes. Regimental gun got a light damage there on the Panther. The Panther advances forwards again. This will be cautious there though. And it's gonna back off. Bazooka on the rear though. Oh! And that's bad. They injured the gunner and they hit the exhaust. Driver injured. There goes the... There it goes. Losing a Panther like that is pretty painful, but they're getting another Panther anyway. We're now advancing. They want to take that Hauptsturmführer. Stormtroopers moving up here with full Sturmgewehrs. Needs to get behind cover quick. Now this Odon squad can do a good job against these Stormtroopers, forcing them back. And this has been a tough fight here. Lots of people have died already. It's actually been a very quality match for the Soviets. They've not actually used a lot of quantity. It's been very different to see, but I like it. You also have full Soviet tech up. They might go for some heavier vehicles. Artillery strikes going in here. It's going to be some heavy artillery by the sounds of it. Probably planning to destroy this HQ. If the mortar shells would hit, of course. Get them coming in. There they go. They denied the structure. As the sound file just slowly burned down. You and IS-2 being repaired by the Shock Army. Jägers now are here on the southern flank. After this is trying to push in the north with a by the Panzer. Explosive hits the sandbag in the front. The Stormtroopers now getting in the front here with the Sturmgewehrs. Going through the crew of that Mthis gun pretty fast. Throwing a Gewalt now. They have to pull back. They can use the down Panzer IV or the decrewed Panzer IV for some cover. Until the Grades start landing. Ow. More conscripts being pulled onto the field for the Motor Army. Probably just to fill in some losses now. Sabers rushing to that Mthis gun. The crew get it in good order.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Well, the Soviets are still trying to advance, but the Jägers are keeping them at bay. Panthers ready to move again. Slowly pushing upwards. Needs to be cautious though, because they still know there's that crew, the bazooka around. We're now veteran C5. They are a lot more efficient at reloading and aiming that thing.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture.
Still fighting against the front of a Panther is not a good idea. And that's the death of that squad. Looks like we have some Stormtroopers and some Jägers moving along inside the Panther. Which is gonna be a hard nut to crack then. As that's some good infantry support. But the IS-2 is on the field. And when this thing fires an AP round, there's a pretty decent chance it just goes straight through the Panther and kills it. It has to be close enough to do it. Which is going to be the risky part. Because the Odon is moving up while a regimental gun is firing. Put it in the way though. Odon mode down.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
While the Panzer advances, Shock Troopers also up, Stormtroopers up here, I mean. We're running the Soviet positions with automatic weapons. Not looking good here for the Soviets all of a sudden, but this IS-2 is about to reveal itself. Looks like it is going for the Panther first, which is probably the wisest move. Panther realizes there's an IS-2 now. AP round loaded. And Panther backs off. And we managed to penetrate the IS-2 before they disengage. But the IS-2 is a very hefty tank. It can take the hits for a bit. But now the Germans know there's an IS-2, so they have to be a little bit more cautious when they decide to deploy their Panzers. Because one AP round that penetrates is more than enough to kill the Panther. Get some more shock engineers on the field to repair the thing. Rodan is running a little bit low on tanks. They have no tanks at the moment, actually. Before coming up behind to support the IS-2. More shock was to hold the front line with their PDSHs, but they have an MG-34 inside the trench. And also an MG-34 here in the Jägers. That's a lot of machine gun shots coming their way. As well as a rocket every now and then. Second Panther being prepared. 2 Panthers being able to tag team a IS-2 fairly easily, I think. Just to be careful still how they approach. Approaching the IS-2 is going to be the risky part now. Conscript screening ahead. Before it pushes forwards. But they want to try and lure out the Panther. The Panther has a lot of walls in the way. Yeah, the shots are just hitting the wall. While the Panzer advances up north, conscripts get completely mowed down. We do have a Jagdtiger also coming out soon, the heaviest vehicle in the game. IS-2 slowly advances. The Panther realizes it has to be very cautious when that thing is nearby. But the Jagdtiger can kill an IS-2 with ease. IS-2 pushes forwards. Putting an AP round. Panther backs off safely. As long as you keep a distance with the Panther, you should be safe from the IS. Another shot there from the Panther penetrates the front. Soviets feel a little bit on the back foot, but they are getting an ISU 152, which is a pretty damn big gun. Not nearly as armored as the Jagdtiger, but that gun is huge. So the hand mortar's doing a pretty decent work there. Where's the man to get the center point there? And so we need to lay more mines, I think. The Germans seem to be pretty good at advancing with their tanks. Double pan for the Jagdtiger in the center now. Looks like they're gonna team up to try and take out an IS-2. And for getting some shots in there as the Jagdtiger slowly advances. Being a very heavy tank. Oh, well, not really a tank, it's a tank destroyer. They want to get a shot on it. There we go, that's one penetration and almost struck the IS. And with that, the Panther's gonna start advancing. Because they have no threat to them now. Ram attempt. Gaze to the Jagdtiger, but did not do much else. IS-2 is probably relocating now. Realize they need to act quickly.
Yes, comrade.
As the IS-2 fires high explosive rounds, so Casti has to use AP rounds. Oh, is it firing high explosive? Oh, it fires AP rounds. Right. There we go. That's one Panther down. Oh, it actually detracted? It detracted the Jagdtiger! That's huge. If they can get on the flank of the Jagdtiger, that thing is dead. The thing is getting to the flank before they repair it, which I don't think they'll be able to do. And Jagdtiger can take a shot. Oh, it's just out of range. They entrench in the ISU. Oh, big long range shot there. Almost kills the ISU. ISU has to back off. Smoke rate being popped, very smart, but it's not. It's too late. It's too late. It still gets destroyed. More shot troops on the flank here. Stormtroopers are trying to get closer, but they're getting mowed down by the semi-automatic rifles. As these shock troopers arrive with SVTs. While the Panthers trying to make an attempt here. Pushing through the defenses of the Soviets. IS-2 taking a while to be repaired. Jagdtiger will soon be tracked again. They produces off smoke here by the Panzer. Another T-34 is being brought to the field. Taking a long time to repair this IS-2. Maybe tanks take a long time to repair, in case you're wondering. Being the salty and the assist gun. But he did manage to get a daze off before it gets decrewed there. T-34 is advancing. Oh, they're going for sideways ram! Dazing it again, mobility. Oh, they tracked again! And that's actually a good angle. Oh wait, he can still move. He can still turn. Doesn't penetrate. But it is stuck there. It can still turn, but it is stuck. IS-2 just needs to pull back for repairs, I think. Lots of good fighting over this area here. Holy shit. Oh yeah, we have a detracked Jagdtiger. Like, you can see the tracks on one side are just completely gone, but it's still able to turn somehow because of it. Oh, my bad. I did not mean to go. There we go. That's not better. IS-2 needs to be... Oh. Needs to be very careful. Because the fact it can still turn is very much to the Arctica's advantage. They're sending more people up to prepare repairs. No, he's can repair. If the Search can get an artillery strike on it though, would seal the deal, I think. Oh, crew days to the Panther.
Shock troops have arrived.
Storm Pioneers are arriving to start repairs. Artillery going in around. The Panther pushes up again to be a deterrent. But if the Surge could get an artillery strike in there from an officer, the problem is getting an officer close enough. And also we have some physics going on here. AP round being prepared here. Needs to not get beyond the building. Ooh, bazooka hits! Doing some good damage to the Panther. By the Panzer and Jagdpanzer on the northern flank. The fight just continues around this Jagdtiger. And this is a very intriguing fight here. I do remember fights about around heavy vehicles when the track can become pretty intense to save them or destroy them. So the Sys gun is relocating. You might think it has an angle. Storm Pioneers are being taken out bit by bit.
Ready for your orders. Ready.
Modern are preparing for another assault, I think. They have orders to take on this thing if they can.
We took out their infantry.
More Storm Pioneers are arriving. Lots of Storm Pioneers are arriving, actually. But Sys guns are taking shots now.
Yes, comrade.
Churchill's moving up to do more sacrifices for the Soviet Union. They're moving an open blitz up to track it again. They can repair the mobilization, I think. Yeah, there it goes. It can move again. The Soviets acted a little bit too late there, I think. I'm supposed to miss, though. T-54 pushes up. Fight for ram. Too late though, gets blown up just in front.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
Artillery going in the certain positions. And the Panther on the flank.
Officer, ready to be deployed.
IS-2 is going for summoning. The Arctic is almost dead though. IS-2 should not risk it. Panther on the flank. You can load an AP round. So the Panther might survive this.
Commander abilities.
There's a shot to the stack AT equipment. Jagdpanzer's moving in for a position for a shot. Not able to hit. IS-2's pulling back for repairs. Definitely needs it at this point. Artillery called in the certain positions. Stormtroopers are taking heavy losses. They advance there. And this fight is really being intense around here. Jagdpanzer took a big shot from Mthis. Jagdtiger is being fully repaired back here now. Panther's ready for action again.
Officer, ready to be deployed.
We have some stormtroopers in the center, holding up the ground. You have another ISU-122 being called into the field. 122, so I think that's the same gun as the IS-2. It's not the ISU 152, just the 122. I think it's Tank Destroyer against the 152 variant. Might also be artillery, but I'm not sure. So it's a prodding north and flanking aim with some conscripts. Sturmgren is going to move to prevent that from doing much. Using their Sturmgewehr. More to in the Soviet positions, they're going to lose that structure soon, I think. It looks like the building holds. You can fall in the ways to scout. Hammond takes a good shot there, getting an overpen. Artillery being called in. They really want to deny the Soviets this position. That's some heavy artillery. Very widespread, but looks like it might do it. No, barely not. The building is still not on fire. ISU takes out, gets taken out by the Jagdtiger. Just one shot. Jagdtiger is a very dangerous thing to deal with. I think the Sherws might have to just consider abandoning this position. I don't think they can hold that thing for much longer. And they're suffering heavy casualties by doing this. More to being called in. The Germans are not letting up on the artillery. There we go, the building is now on fire. Denied to the Soviet Union. Hansen push up here with the Boyd Hans leading the way. Smoking the way of the shell. The 80 gun, I mean. Very smart. There's some good shots there, in there on the Soviet positions. The Soviets still holding on. More grades on the assist guns. O'Donnell just being mowed down on the open. More constants being rushed to the front to keep the 80 gun manned. Walter in front of the Grenadier. Yeah, Constance can just keep remanning the gun. Mthis preparing to push down here again. Just gonna start doing a lot of work here. It's not being very lucky. Probably also because it's being manned by conscripts. As I believe the conscript stabs do apply over to crude weapons that conscripts crew. Short troops are trying to hold on here. But the Panther can get a good shot in, I think. So we have some Soviet artillery now being called in. There was an attempted one, because they didn't manage. Ice just ready to move again. Needs to be very cautious though, because that Jagdtiger. Now the Germans are just slowly advancing too with a Panther down here. Going down the shock trooper squad there. IS-2 really is lacking ways to advance at the moment because of all of this. They might be able to overrun it though if they can outflank it. IS-2 taking a shot there from the Panther. Before moving on to the flank. EP round loaded. Go on the flank there. And to get a penetration, but it has to back off. Because the Panzer strike is covering it. So they're going to try and get a few more shots. Oh, they hit the mobility on the IS-2. Oh, because they mobilized. There it goes. It's been immobilized. It's still in a fairly decent position though with the frontal armor. If one might go down over here. AP rounds. Takes out the Panther. And that's what it takes. An AP round there can do a lot of work. While the Panzer assault on north. They need to layer the assist guns, I think. But the Soviets are just taking heavy losses here. Continuously. The Smokey advances up with his spoiler panzers. I'm not sure how many Shermans, though, the Germans use on the Eastern Front. I'm not sure how many they captured over there, if any. I think it was mostly a Western Front thing around the Battle of the Bulge, I believe. But I may be mistaken. Storm Grenadiers coming up behind us. Yeah, it looks like the northern flank of the Soviet Union is slowly collapsing here. They are getting a T-3045 though, but will it be enough is the question. Now the Soviet medic is also gonna suffer. Yeah, mowed down over there. Germans also advancing down here now. Realizing they're not facing much opposition. Apart from one shock trooper squad out in the open that get suppressed. And they managed to suppress in return. And I think the shock troopers can actually win that. No, they're not gonna win that. Just looked at that for a moment, then the Fallschirmjäger started to budge in. IS-2 needs to be very cautious here. Jagdtiger is already in motion. Oh boy, that was an explosion. Jagdtiger is moving for flank. IS-2 needs to be in motion. You take that Jagdpanzer next. This IS-2's in trouble. There he goes. Flanking shot kills it. That's our veteran C5 Jagdtiger, by the way. Not often we see one of those. Looks like I think the Germans have won this one. The Soviets' flank seems to be collapsing at this point. The Germans advance. Yeah, at this point the Soviets surrender. Makes sense. Good long fight. I enjoyed to see what was happening here. And I hope you all did too. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Yeah, I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye bye.